Today's class. Today I am going to teach you about the relation between electric field intensity and electric potential V. Before that thing, we have already studied about the what is electric field intensity and what is electric potential. We studied if I put here one charge Q, then at a distance R, the value of electric field intensity E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q divided by R square, and electric potential at a distance R from the source charge, which is exactly equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q divided by R. But at the same time, by defining electric field intensity, we obtain this value due to point charge. How we define that electric field intensity? Electric field intensity at a distance R is nothing but the force acting on 1 coulomb charge, that is called as a force per unit charge at that point. Second one is electric potential. Electric potential we define, electric potential is nothing but the amount of work done in moving 1 coulomb or unit positive charge from infinity to the point of observation. And this can be written as electric potential is the work done, that is dW, and work done in moving unit positive charge from infinity to the position. You must have to remember work done is equal to the electric potential is equal to work done in moving unit positive charge from infinity to the observation point. Today I am going to teach you the relation between electric field intensity and electric potential. It is very easy part. Just see it very nice, very properly, you will get the result. First of all, I am considering this is the charge Q, then that path I extend, and we have to consider 2 points. One point is A point and second point is a B point. And in between this A and B, we know very well the potential at A is less and potential at B is more, because the work done in moving the 1 coulomb charge or unit positive charge from infinity to position A is less as compared to the work done in moving unit positive charge from infinity to the B. Work done is more, and that's why the potential at point B is more. Potential at A point is low, and A at low, and at B the potential, electric potential, is high. Suppose the potential difference between A and B is denoted as a dV. That potential difference between A and B, that is equal to dV. And initially, whenever you want to find out the relation between E and V, that time you should have to consider the potential difference between 2 points A and B. I am writing that potential difference between A and B, which is exactly equal to force in opposite direction. At this point, electric field acting in the outward direction, that is equal to vector E, and therefore opposite force on 1 coulomb charge, that is equal to minus E, and that work done, that potential difference is equal to the work done in moving 1 coulomb charge from A to B, and that is equal to force, that is equal to minus E, and displacement, that is equal to dr. From this point A to B, that displacement is considered as a vector dr. You have to remember these things. And then after this is your first expression, potential difference between A and B, that is nothing but the work done in moving 1 coulomb charge from A to B, which is equal to force in the movement direction multiplied by our dot product of a displacement. Force is equal to minus of vector E and displacement is equal to vector dr. This is very important thing. You must have to remember this first expression. And the second expression is, suppose for your understanding I am giving you the example. Suppose this is your point A and another point is B, and then the potential difference between A and B is equal to V. Can you write, suppose this is the along x direction, potential is changing with respect to x with the rate of del V by del x. That means along this positive x direction, rate of change of potential is equal to del V by del x. And suppose the distance from A to B is dx, then can you say that dV is equal to rate of change of potential into change in the distance. Rate of change of potential along x direction x direction, and then after the distance along x direction is dx, and that's why change in potential which is equal to del v by del x into dx. If that potential changes with the three coordinates, suppose that point A having coordinates x, y and z, and this point B having coordinates x plus dx, y plus dy and z plus dz, that time the change in potential can be written as dv is equal to rate of change of potential with respect to x and change along x direction plus rate of change of potential with respect to y into change along y direction plus rate of change of potential with respect to z direction into change along z direction. This way you can write the change in potential in between A and B, that is equal to del v by del x into dx, del v by del y into dy plus del v by del z into dz. This del v by del x is nothing but the partial differentiation of the scalar quantity, and that scalar quantity is the scalar potential in this case. And look at this, on the left hand side the change in potential is scalar quantity, on the right hand side this is also the scalar quantity, but this scalar quantity is the dot product of a two vector. There is a presence of two vectors. If I split that vector, I can easily write del v by del x I plus del v by del y j plus del v by del z. This is one vector dot dx I plus dy j plus dz k. Can you write like this? Del v by del x I, del v by del y j plus del v by del z k. This is one vector, and another vector dx I plus dy j plus dz k. Similarly, as in your lower standard we already studied, ax I plus ay j plus az k. This is suppose vector A dot vector B, that is equal to bx I plus by j plus bz k. And if you take the dot product, then you can easily write ax into bx plus ay into by plus az into bz, because ax I dot I, that is equal to 1, but ax I into byj, that time ax into by into I dot j, but you know very well I dot j is equal to 0, I dot k is equal to 0, but only I dot I is equal to 1, j dot j is equal to 1, k dot k is equal to 1, and that's why the dot product is equal to ax bx plus ay by plus az bz. Similarly, if you consider ax I is equal to this much, ay j is equal to this much, and az k is equal to this much, bx I is equal to this, by j is equal to this, and bz k is equal to this. By comparing this, you will get that dv is equal to dot product of this type of two vectors. These are two vectors. This is a first vector and this is a second vector. Then after, this is first vector and this is this vector. I am writing del del x I plus del del y j plus del del z k. This vector operated on scalar potential v. V is common in three terms. The del del x, v is present in del del y, v is present, del del z, again v is present, and that's why I put out that scalar potential outside this, and this is called as a vector differential operator. This is called as a vector differential operator. Vector differential operator, due to which what happens? You can convert this scalar quantity into vector quantity, and that is called as a gradient of potential. That is called as a gradient of potential. This is the vector differential operator. Whenever the vector differential operator operated on some scalar quantity, that time it will convert into, that will be called as a gradient of that scalar function. Dot dxi plus dyj plus dzk, you know very well that vector dr, that is the displacement vector from A to B, that dr is nothing but the dxi plus dyj plus dzk, and therefore this dot vector dr, and this is your expression number 2. If you compare this expression 1 and this expression 2, this vector differential operator I am writing here, this vector differential operator is written as like this: operated on potential V dot vector dr this you can write expression number 3. This dV is equal to, now then after look at this. From expression 1 and from expression 3, left hand side is a change in potential dV, change in potential or potential difference is dV. On right hand side, look at this term, there is a presence of vector dr, there is a presence of vector dr, minus vector E is exactly compared with the gradient of V, and that's why you can write vector E is exactly equal to negative gradient of potential, and this way this gives you the relation between electric field intensity and electric potential. That means if we know the value of electric potential at any point in the space, by putting that scalar quantity you can easily find out the vector, and that is the electric field intensity. Now for your understanding I am giving you an example. By using that example, suppose electric potential in a space is exactly equal to 3x plus 4y minus 5z. This is an example. Electric potential is equal to 3x plus 4y minus 5z, and in examination this Nagpur University has asked number of times the same numericals. The electric potential is given and they ask for the electric field intensity. By using that expression, E is equal to negative gradient of potential. To find out E, initially we have to find out this gradient of potential. This symbol is called as a gradient. This is nothing but the vector differential operator, and therefore first of all initially I have to find out the gradient of V, and gradient of V, that is equal to del x I plus del y j plus del z k operated on potential, and that potential is equal to, I am writing here, 3x plus 4y minus 5z. Now then after look at this, del xi operated on 3x plus 4y minus 5z, this can be written as del x operated on 3x plus 4y minus 5z into unit vector I. Similarly, you have to write plus del y operated on the same function multiplied by j plus del z operated on the same function multiplied by k. Now, we have to solve del x of this part. Del x is nothing but the partial derivative, that means the differentiation of this function with respect to x by taking other variables as constant. That means by considering y as a constant, z as a constant, only x is a variable. That time its derivative, partial derivative or derivative with respect to x, derivative of 3x, that is equal to only 3, and derivative of 4y, y is a constant, therefore 4y is equal to 0, plus 0 minus 5z, again that is equal to 0, need not to write here, 3 multiplied by unit vector I. Then after it becomes 3i plus del y of this function, that means 3x plus 4y minus 5z. That time again this is a partial derivative, that means differentiation with respect to y by taking other variables constants, that means x is constant and z is constant. Therefore derivative with respect to y, for 3x it is equal to 0, for 5z this is again equal to 0, but for 4y, derivative of 4y with respect to y, that is equal to 4 into j, it becomes 4j plus del z of this function, that means again derivative with respect to z, derivative of 3x with respect to z is equal to 0, 4y is equal to 0, minus 5z, that is equal to minus 5u. That's why I have to put here minus 5u multiplied by k, and this way the gradient of potential, that is equal to 3i plus 4j minus 5k, and electric field intensity, that is equal to minus of gradient of potential, which is equal to, take the negative sign, it becomes minus 3i minus 4j plus 5k, and this way you can easily find out, by knowing the value of potential at any point in space, you can easily find out the electric field intensity. By using that relation, electric field intensity is equal to negative gradient of potential. This is very easy part. You just have to remember the potential difference, that is equal to force into displacement, force against the electric field, and that's why you have to put here minus vector E dot dr. This is one concept. And second thing is the potential difference between A and B, dV, can be written as rate of change of potential with respect to x into dx, del v by del y into y plus del v by del z into del z. And this is a scalar quantity, but actually this scalar quantity is the dot product of two vectors. And that dot product of two vector, one vector is this much and second vector is vector dr. You have to adjust this, and lastly you will get the expression vector E is equal to negative gradient of potential. Okay student.